Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We are back at Summit Point for yet another track guide, and if you're going to run the Open Setup GT Sprint Series and you want to race the exact setup being driven in this guide, or the wet or endurance variants, you can do so by visiting our website sambosetups.com or our Patreon page. Any questions, let me know in the comments, but please note the track conditions and track temp are already shown in the overlay. We'll do a hot lap, a breakdown, then we will be back in the cockpit one final time with the driving line on, and I'll join you in a minute for the breakdown. Enjoy the hot lap. Okay, here we are in the Corvette GT3 for yet another breakdown lap. So we're going to start braking just after the 5 cone here on the left-hand side. We're going to get on the brakes, holding it around 50-55% initially. Now we're going to trail it off down to second gear and pick back up on the gas once we've gone past that first set of curbs. We get back up to 100%. Got to head over to the right-hand side. Funnily enough, this is turn 3. I'm going to get on the brakes midway along this first entrance road on the right hand side that you can see there with the 4 cones. We're going to brake briefly up to about 35%, then we're going to trail it off, picking back up on the gas in 4th gear just ahead of the apex, straight up to 100%, and ensuring we don't actually mount that curb on the left hand side because it will ruin our exit. We can just give the gravel a little kiss there without slowing ourselves down. Up to 5th, we're going to start our turn in and go absolutely flat all the way to the apex here of turn 4. And then once we get to the apex, we're going to start braking for turn 5. So we're going to roll onto the brakes, get up to about 50%. So we're not immediately looking for a sharp brake and then a trail off. We're going to roll on up to 50%, pointing to the outside of the track here so that we can open up turn 5. Drop it down to second, trail back off, and then we pick back up on the gas at the apex here. Going to head it over to the left-hand side, and what we're looking for is this little gap in the tyre wall on the left-hand side. We get on the brake straight up to about 25-30%, and then trail it off, still in second gear, picking back up on the gas at the apex. So we go straight up to sort of 2/3 pressure, and we're holding it there, slowly increasing it before we then have to lift again down to about 40% to get through this right-hander. Back on the gas, we get up to 100%, and then we're going to do a little lift to get through the turn 8 left-hander. As you can see, we drop it down to sort of 90%, and now we're going to drop it down further to get through the right-hander here. We get back up to 100% once we're at the apex, using the curb, the camber that's afforded to us. My mouth is not working right now, I do apologise. And the final bit of braking is halfway along this pit entrance road that you can see on the right hand side. We get on the brakes up to about 40-45%, and then trail it off down to 4th and back on the gas just ahead of the apex. And over and across the line we go in a 105.8. We've got one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking. Enjoy.